Hi, my name is Trish Cade, and I am currently applying for the position. The first question that you've asked me is to explain a time when you made a mistake and what I did about that to rectify that mistake, and what was my end results as far as the relationship or the party. In my current position, the company that I work for, I was responsible to set up a banquet for the networking of executive women. I booked the banquet room 6 months in advance and set down a down deposit. As I went about my duties to get ready for the banquet, as the date approached, I realized that I had not followed through with the final payment. I was just told early on in the contract that the payment had to be paid prior to the banquet room and for me to be able to set up. I had everything planned and ready to go. I immediately contacted the banquet room and the hotel and rectified by making the final payment to the hotel. The bottom line was our office had moved, and in the meantime, the hotel had sent the final bill to our old address. As we both, looking back, we saw that it was an oversight on both parties. I had not followed through, obviously, and the hotel had sent the bill to our old address. In the end, I was able to pay a little extra, and we were able to have a very successful event at this hotel. And in fact, I would use the banquet services that hotel provided again. And then the second question that you've asked me was to explain a time when you were trying to make a deadline and you were you were interrupted by a more pressing deadline. How did I prioritize this, and what were the end results? What did you have to do to sacrifice to meet this? So a time that this comes into mind is on Monday mornings, we do payroll for our company, and our cutoff time is at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. On this particular Monday, I had a situation arise with an urgent HR issue. This individual had come to my office, and I actually did stop working on payroll and immediately knew I needed to deal with this HR issue. I knew that the HR issue and the individual who had stopped in my office was concerned with a harassment issue. I knew that this harassment issue took precedent over doing payroll. I knew this situation needed to be dealt with, and I knew that if I worked with the employee who needed help, I could get the process started and resume payroll tasks. I also knew that in worst case scenario that I could call payroll and ask for an extension. It's not always the perfect thing. Payroll can be delayed, but I also felt this was the right decision to prioritize this person first, given the circumstances that they were dealing with. The end results were that I was able to get the process started for this particular individual. I was able to seek them and get them the help that they needed, and direction laid out. I was able to meet the payroll deadline by only needing an extra additional hour. I feel that given the situation, I would have done the same thing again if I were put in that situation. And the third question is, give an example of you were working on a team and an individual became a little difficult, and was there a conflict, and how did you motivate the team? In my current role, working in a team situation on projects is something I do daily. In this particular situation, we had one member who seemed to push others aside and demand things to be done their way. In my heart, I knew that this person didn't seem like they were maliciously doing this. They just seemed like they were motivated to get the job done. So I thought that I would pull this individual aside and talk to them about their behavior and how they were making the others feel in the group. We were able to have a great conversation. I took them out to coffee. We sat down and I made them aware of how their behavior was affecting the entire team. That individual actually felt horrible that nobody had said anything. They were just truly felt that they were jumping in and trying to get the job done, which is why they were assigning tasks and kind of taking over. When we returned back to the team project, this individual was a new person. They began listening to the others around them and sharing the ideas. At the end of the day, I am glad that I followed my intuition and just talked to this person about what I had observed. Our final team project was a success, and to this day, we all work really well together. And I feel that this made us stronger as a team. And I'm really glad that I decided to not jump to conclusions, but actually just offer to sit this person down and kind of maybe show them how they were making others feel around them. I really do want to thank you for your time. I appreciate the opportunity to interview with your company, and I hope to hear back from you soon. Thank you, and I look forward to talking to you really soon.